Hi, I'm Mary, and this is another magical math moment. This video is designed for the Algebra 2 kids, and we're going to be solving rational equations. I'm starting this one off with some tips for you to try to help you out as you tackle these, because they're kind of challenging, right? So one tip is to create a proportion and solve. Otherwise, you've got to find the lowest common denominator and distribute that to all of the terms. Another tip when finding the LCD, leave your denominators factored. That will help you tremendously. That way you're not doing extra work when you don't need to. Check for extraneous solutions. Okay, so let's go. Now, I am feeling a little wacky today because normally I work these out in advance. I didn't do that with these, so I'm going in cold, just like you. Let's see if we can figure this out. All right, I've got 15 over 2x minus 1, and that's equal to x plus 11 over x minus 1. A fraction equals a fraction, that's a proportion. So we can cross multiply to solve this thing. So I've got 15 times the quantity x minus 1, and 2x minus 1 times the quantity x plus 11. Okay, we're going to distribute over here, so 15x minus 15. We're going to multiply out here, so we have a 2x squared, a 22x minus 1x is 21x. Negative 1 times 11 is negative 11. Then we're going to go ahead and bring these terms over. So I'm changing the signs because I have to do that to move things. Bump, bump. So I've got 2x squared plus 6x plus 4. Silly Mary. Okay. When you're looking at this, if there's a GCF that is just a constant, a number, get rid of it. So I'm seeing that 2 goes into all of these. I'm going to divide everything by 2. This won't work with variables. Like if I had an x, I'd have to factor the x out. I can't just divide it out because it's a variable. So be careful with that. All right. Now I'm looking for the factors of 2 that add to 3. How about 1 and 2? From there, I know x is either negative 1 or negative 2. Okay, so we got to check them and see if they work. So we're going back to the original equation. I've got 15 over 2 times negative 1 minus 1. That should equal negative 1 plus 11 over negative 1 minus 1. Okay, let's do the math here. So 15, negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3, so we get a negative 5 over here. And I'm going off my screen. There we go. Here I've got 10 over negative 2, which is also negative 5, so it works. Good. We also have to check negative 2. 15 over 2 times negative 2 minus 1 is equal to negative 2 plus 11 over negative 2 minus 1. 15, this is negative 4 minus 1, negative 5, so negative 3. Here I've got 9 over negative 3, which is also negative 3. Both solutions are valid and they work. All right, so that was kind of fun to get warmed up. Let's look at something like this. Excuse me, x over x minus 3 minus 4 over x is equal to 12 over x. Okay, so I want to create a proportion if I can. See how we have the same denominator here? I'm going to go ahead and add this 4 over x on both sides so it cancels out from the left. I now have x over x minus 3. 12 plus 4 is 16 over x. Remember, when you're adding, keep the denominator. You don't do anything weird like multiply it, okay? All right, now we can cross multiply, so that's not bad. X times x, x squared. And then 16 times this quantity x minus 3. A lot of times people forget to distribute to this constant if they do it in their head, so just be mindful of that, okay? 16x minus 48. All right, let's bring the x squared over so it turns negative. Now if I'm going to factor, I need to get rid of that negative out front, so I'm going to multiply everything by negative 1. So I end up with x squared minus 16x plus 48. Okay, let's see. We're looking at the factors of 48 that add to negative 16. So these are both going to be negative. How about negative 4 and 12? I think that works. Yeah. So x is 4 and 12. We've got to check these to make sure that they're good. So let's do the check. So we got 4 over 4 minus 3 minus 4 over 4 should equal 12 over 4. And we're also going to be checking 12 over 12 minus 3 minus 4 over 12 should equal 12 over 12. Okay, let's do the math here and see what happens. 4 over 1 minus 1 should equal 3. 4 minus 1 equals 3. 3 does equal 3. Yay, it works. 12 over 9 minus, gonna make that 1/3, should be 1. I can reduce this fraction to 4/3. Okay, so 4/3 minus 1/3 is 3/3, which is 1. Yay, they both work. Isn't it nice when they both work? That's really great. Is that always gonna be the case? No, of course not. All right. Here's one that's a little bit sneakier, so we're going to have to do LCD on this one. So my first advice to you would be to look to see if you can factor anything. So if I look down here, I can pull an x out. So x squared plus 4x becomes x times the quantity x plus 4. Okay, so let's think about this for a minute in terms of our LCD. Remember, everything has to be accounted for once. So I'm looking at my first term. There's an x plus 4 on the bottom, so I'm going to include that. Now notice I have it here and I have it here, so I don't need to think about that anymore. The next thing I see is an x, so that has to also be part of my LCD. Well, I also have an x here, so I don't need to worry about it. So my LCD is going to be x, quantity x plus 4. I'm going to show you the long way to write this out. As you're doing these, you probably won't need to write as much, but I want to kind of show you as we do this here, just so that you see the canceling that happens. I'm going to distribute that LCD, so I'm going to put it over 1, to all 3 terms of the equation. So I end up here with x plus 4 times the original x over 1 times x plus 4. You can see in this term, the x plus 4's go, and I'm left with x times x, x squared. Now, as you're doing these more frequently, it will be to your benefit to maybe not write all of this out. So as you're looking at this, x plus 4 is already considered in the denominator. What's missing is the x. X times x, x squared. So if you could start doing that in your head, that's great. Next, I have x times the x plus 4 times the 16 over 1 times all of this, which is also the x plus 4. They cancel, and I'm left with 16. Again, you can see that the LCD is already there, so I don't need to multiply 16 by anything. And then finally, at the end, I've got x times quantity x plus 4 times 2 over an x. So the x's go. I can backward distribute in here to get 2x plus 8. Again, if you're doing this in your head, you already have x, you need the x plus 4, so 2 times that quantity is there. And now, hopefully it ends up being something nice, we'll see. X squared is 2x, 16 and 8, 24. I'm gonna bring everything over, so x squared minus 2x minus 24 is equal to 0. So I'm looking for the factors of negative 24 that add to negative 2. So I'm thinking negative 6 and positive 4. Okay, so my solutions are going to be 6 and negative 4. All right, last thing we gotta do is check this nonsense to see if it works. 6, let's try it. 6 over 6 plus 4 gives us 6 over 10, 3/5. The math's a little slow today. 16 over 6 squared plus 4 times 6 for my next term. So I got 36, bad handwriting is what I have, 24. 16 over 60, I'll deal with that in a minute. And then 2 over 6, 1/3. Okay, that's not so bad. Ooh, let's see if this works. 16 over 60 is 4/15. So let's see if I can get this. Okay, 4/15. If I want this in 15ths, it's going to be 5/15. So this is not equal unless I missed a sign somewhere. So 3/15 does not equal 9/15, right? Oh, can I just reduce? Oh, wait a minute. What am I doing? Silly lady. Okay, wait a minute. My apologies. We got 3/5 is equal to 4/15 plus 5/15. 3/5 is equal to 9/15. And then I can divide a 3 out here. So 3/5 does equal 3/5. Oh my gosh. Okay. So my apologies on that. I got carried away. I just assumed that was a 1. So that one works and we're good. Now if we try to put the -4 in, look at this. -4 over -4 plus 4. -4 over 0. No, that doesn't work. So x does equal 6. That's only one solution this time. Oh, that was so tricky. They almost got us. All right, here's another one similar. So if you want, take a minute, pause this, see if you can work it out. And then once you've got it or you get too annoyed, go ahead and come back and we'll see if you got it. Okay, let's see what's happening here. X squared minus 16. Oh, look, it's the difference of two perfect squares. Good. All right, so we have that factored. Okay, so our LCD this time is going to be x plus 4. I already have it. I don't need it again. X minus 4 needs to be a part of it. I already have it. I don't need it again. So here we go. I'm going to try to do a little bit more in my head this time, okay? So I'm starting with a 3. The original fraction has x plus 4. I need the x minus 4. The next term is 2x squared. It has both of the terms of the LCD. I don't need to multiply it by anything. Over on the other side of the equals, I have that 1 over the x minus 4. It's missing x plus 4, so I've got to multiply. Now I can distribute and do my mathy math. 3x minus 12 plus 2x squared equals x plus 4. It's quadratic, so we're going to make things pretty. I'm going to bring this stuff over. I'm going to put 2x squared first because standard form. 3x minus x is 2x. Negative 12 is just chilling. All right. Hey, look, everything is divisible by 2. X squared plus x minus 6 is 0. Factors of negative 6 that add to positive 1. Hopefully you said 3 and negative 2. X is negative 3 and 2. Okay, let's check them and hopefully they both work. Check. We have 3 over negative 3 plus 4 plus 2 times negative 3 squared over negative 3 squared minus 16. That should equal 1 over negative 3 minus 4. Okay, that's gross, but here we go. 3 over 1 is 3. That wasn't so bad. 2 times 9, it's going to give me 18 up here. 9 minus 16, is that negative 7? I'm really bad with 9s. Isn't that embarrassing? I have a math degree, but like subtraction with 9s? Yeah, it's negative 7. All right, that equals 1 over negative 7. Okay, let's see if this makes sense. I have no idea. I'm just going to go to the calculator for time. 3 plus 18 divided by negative 7. Watch that sign down there. Gives me 3/7. So that does not equal negative 1/7. So that's no good unless I've done something weird, which very well could be the case, but I don't think that it is. Let me just look real quick. 3 squared, 9, 2 times 9, 18. Okay. All right, so it doesn't look like that one works. Let's see if 2 works. So 3 over 2 plus 4 plus 2 times 2 squared over 2 squared minus 16 is 1 over 2 minus 4. So I've got 3 over 6, 1/2, okay. 2 times 4 is an 8 on top. 4 minus 16 is negative 12. And that should equal 1 over negative 2, or negative 1/2. Okay, so 1/2, if I convert that to 12ths, well, wait, I can reduce, now let's go to 12ths. So 6/12 minus 8/12 is negative 2/12. And that is not the same as negative 1/2. So this one has no solution. I'm skeptical, but I'm gonna trust that my algebra is good. I'm actually just gonna throw this in the calculator real quick to see if maybe I did something weird, because this is making me a little freaked out. This is why I normally check them first, right? So I'm gonna just check this by graphing real quick. Give me a second and I'll throw that up for you to see. 2x squared over x squared minus 16. That equals 1 over x minus 4. Okay. Again, no idea what's going to happen. We're just going to see if there's any point of intersection. It appears that there are 2 points of intersection. So let's see, second trace 5. I want to get over here. Bump, bump, bump. Negative 3.37. That's interesting. Second trace 5 over here. Dun, 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 dun. 2.37. This is a weird one. I'm going to have to look at this a little bit more, I think. So for now, we're going to say no solution. I'm going to work this out again with a fresh head, and hopefully I will get these solutions that show up. Very strange. So not such a magical math moment this time, but these are weird. So strange things can happen. Let me play around with it. I'm going to post up another video called Weird Rational Equation, so you can check that out later. Okay? Thank you for watching, and I hope this was helpful, even though this last one, not sure about. We will find out though soon. Thanks. Bye.